Nice, look at that. That's how you catch a flounder, baby. Right there at that drain. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. So today I'm going to make a video about how to catch flounder on a kayak in the marsh system. More aimed for your beginner kayaker, beginner fisherman that love to eat flounder, man. And the reason why I'm making this video is because flounder, in my opinion, is one of the best tasting inshore fish that the Texas Upper Coast offers. And honestly, they're not easy to catch either. So hopefully this video will help guide you in the right direction with lure selection, what you need to look for, and how to fish that lure. Most guys that I know that fish for flounder, they're usually using live bait like live mullet, live shrimp under a popping cork, or live free lining live shrimp. But the reason why I bought a kayak is to cover more ground and fish a little bit faster. So therefore I'm always using lures 99% of the time. And I've learned to catch flounder on the lures, and that's the type of information I want to share to you guys. The lure of choice that I like to use is the paddle tail. I've caught majority of all my flounder off a paddle tail by just bouncing it on the ground. So let's talk about what a flounder is. First of all, flounder is a flat fish, and they have fairly small mouths, but they can get pretty big, and their mouths grow bigger with the body, if that makes any sense. So if you look at a flounder, the mouth is small. So anything below around 16 inches, the flounder's mouths are pretty small. And when they get above 16, they get to 17, 18 inches, the flounder actually gets pretty thick and pretty big, and they're more considered a harder ambush predator, meaning they hit the prey harder. A lot of you guys have heard in the past that when you fish for flounder, you want to throw your bait, and when you feel that nibble, you want to give them slack in line and let that flounder eat that bait. That's true and all. It does work that way, but I've come to learn that honestly, when you feel that thump from that lure, you immediately set that hook, because that flounder, that if it's big enough, if it's 16.5 inches or bigger, they're going to hit that lure like a redfish hits a lure. They're going to come up from the ground and just whack, just hit that lure, and they'll swallow it pretty whole, because the paddle tail that I use, I believe, is 4 inches long, so it's not that big. They'll swallow it whole, and you can just set that hook and you'll grab that fish. Sometimes when you do the method of letting them eat and swallow it after X amount of seconds, it tends, your chance of gut hooking them go up tremendously. And honestly, I don't really like gut hooking fishes, so therefore I've gone to the method of immediately if I feel that thump, I will immediately set that hook. And I've actually netted a lot of redfish doing it that way with low results of losses. So I recommend doing it that way. So back to the paddle tail, how do you fish it? So simple enough. If you know what a flounder is, it's an ambush predatory fish that's flat, that lays flat in the mud, and it waits for its opportunity, waits for a bait fish to cross its path. So if you're fishing the marsh and you're fishing a drain or drop off or marsh grass, which are great structures to target for flounder, you want your bait, your lure, to hit the ground. You want to tighten up your line and do another 2 flicks to bring it back up in the water column, let it drop back down, tighten up your line again, and do the same retrieve. Just be repetitive until you get that hit. Now, there have been times where I have caught flounder on a straight retrieve. When I've been trying to catch redfish, I catch flounder that way sometimes, and I got lucky. But I found, in my opinion, through my experience, the best way to target flounder is to do that retrieve. As you guys know, if you've been following my channel, I love the Hoagie's swimming jack, especially that black color with the chartreuse tail. And honestly, I've caught redfish on it, and I've caught a lot of flounder on that Hoagie swimming jack. And another swimming jack color that I've used a lot to target for flounder is the pearl with the chartreuse tail. Those are the 2 main colors I use in paddle tails when I'm searching for flounder in the marsh, and they seem to be effective. I haven't had a need to look for a different color to use to target flounder. It's worked out pretty well for me. So flounder can be targeted year-round, to be honest with you, as long as you look for structure, you look for water current, you look for bait, and most of the time the flounder will be sitting there trying to ambush their prey. And in the upcoming months during the flounder run, you're actually going to see a bigger quantity of flounder come in inshore. So yeah, this is probably one of the better times to target flounder in the marsh. As I mentioned before earlier, flounder or ambush predatory fish. So they're going to select spots that they're going to sit and wait for the bait to cross their path. So always look for shorelines. What I mean by shoreline is a grassy marsh shoreline, because usually it drops from there. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time it'll be really shallow and drop maybe a foot, foot and a half. Those are great ambush spots for flounder. Also, drains. If you have a drain in a marsh that's connected to a back lake or another portion of the marsh, always target those and take your time and really blind cast those drains. This apex is the middle and the other apex, and work your lure with the retrieve that I just talked about. A lot of you guys are probably maybe asking yourself, well, does a paddle tail, is that the only lure that I can use to catch flounder? Of course not. You can use all different type of lures. You can use bugs fishing lures. Another popular soft plastic is gulp, Berkeley gulp swimming mullet. A lot of people like to rig those up in a tandem type rig where they'll have two swimming mullets, and that's another great way to target flounder. But I like to keep it simple. The swimming jack has been the most effective lure in my opinion through my experience. I've caught the most flounder, believe it or not, on a swimming jack. If you have a certain lure that you are really confident in, by all means go and use that lure, and just work it a little bit slower in the drains, work it a little bit slower in the drop-offs on the grass lines in the marsh, and your rate of catching flounder will go through the roof. That's going to be enough for me talking, man. Let me show you the results of the tips that I just gave you today. So tomorrow I'm going to go fish the marsh in Freeport, a local marsh that is very popular, and we'll see if I can tag some flounder using the method I just talked about. See some fish activity up there. Tailing reds, got him. Tailing reds. That's a big school of redfish right up there, folks. Hopefully you can see it on the GoPro. I'd say it looks like about a school, about 20 of them right there. Can't really tell if they're juvies though. Some more redfish right here. And they are blowing stuff up, man. Look at that. Right there. Bam. Got him. Oh, God, that's too easy. Too easy. He's a pretty good sized fish, too. And here comes the cavalry. Hey, hurry up and throw, man. Hurry up and throw. Right there, right there, right there. Dude, check this out, guys. On my old 18 rod, man. Bringing these brutes in, man. Probably one of the most exciting things to do on the Texas coast. Look at that beauty right there, boy. Nice, look at that. That's how you catch a flounder, baby. Right there at that drain. That's what I'm talking about. Let me get the net. It's a good sized flounder too. Heck yeah, boy. Let's go. Woo! Alright guys, so real simple. There's a drain right here. I just kind of targeted it here, threw a few casts, and he hit it like kind of right at the apex area. So yeah, you got to bottom fish when you're trying to aim for flounder. As I mentioned before, they're ambush predators. They just stick to one spot and they wait for bait to come to them. And I was just slow bouncing my my hoagie swimming jack, and he hit it, man. Can't do better than that, man. Oh, that's a solid fish. Check that out, man. Check that out, boys. He's a solid, strong fish. He's got some nice meat on him. Got him on the hoagies, man. Right when I felt the nibble, I immediately set the hook. Got him in, man. Let's see how big he is. 17 inches on the dot. Check that out, boy. What I'm talking about, man. I love me some flatfish. Really good eating. All right, man. Plan is working so far, man. Caught one nice flounder and one slot red. But the aim today is for flounder boy, and we're going to still work these drains and these structures, see if we can get one more or maybe two more, who knows. Okay, ladies and gents, I apologize. I was not even recording. I got a freaking huge flounder. Look at that flounder. Dang, that's big. Right here at this apex. Caught him just bumping it on the ground as I stated earlier. And that, my friend, is how you catch a big freaking flounder, dude. Look at this massive flounder. Goodness gracious, dude. That's a freaking big boy. Holy smoke. He's probably going to be close to 20 inches. Dude, nice. Okay, real quick, guys. I apologize. I wasn't recording, but you did see on the drone. So what happens, I was just fishing the shoreline right here. He was sitting right at this cove. And as I stated before, you got to fish it slowly. So what I was doing, I was just bouncing my hoagies off the ground. And there's a little drop from 1.2 feet to probably about 1.7 feet. He was sitting right there. And he freaking nailed it, dude. I can't believe I caught this big old flatty. In the marsh, man. I'm telling you, the season's upon us, bro. Look at that giant, guys. Dude, that's a giant. Look how flat and camouflage he is. That's a big freaking flounder, dude. One of the biggest ones I've caught so far this year. Like, as I was stating earlier, flounders don't have big mouths, but these big guys, look how big his mouth is compared to the smaller guys. And he was able to hit that lure really hard. So that's how I know. If right when I feel like I hit that thump, I set the hook, because if it's a bigger guy, more than likely you will get him with that good hook set, because these guys, since their mouths are so big and they're such big ambush predators, these bigger flounder, they will eat that freaking swim bait whole, dude. 20¼ inch flounder, dude. 20¼ inch flounder. Yep, my biggest one thus far this year. Beautiful. Alright, ladies and gents, that's going to be it for the flounder video. I really hope you enjoy the tips and tricks that I provided on how I like to catch flounder in the kayak in the marsh. Now, I understand there's going to be many different ways on how different people like to target flounder and how they try to go about doing it to catch them. But this is the best way that I've learned, and it's the information I want to share to you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. If you have yet, hit that subscribe button for me. And also give me a favor, hit that notification bell icon and let you guys know when I do drop a video. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're looking for a more in-depth experience with RX Angler, I encourage you guys to check out the Patreon page at www.patreon.com/rxangler. We've actually created a really cool fishing community within the Patreon page, and I'm there on a daily basis communicating back and forth with my patrons. And there's a lot of benefits to become a Patreon, and hopefully one day I'll see you there.